welcome to another fun-filled episode of Trending. My name is Toka Makiwa. Trending, as always, is brought to you by Airtel. We bring you all of the people that you love to know so much about, the people who somehow keep the conversation going on social media. My guest on today's show has one of the smoothest, silkiest voice. If I can say the word silkiest, I don't know if that's correct, but that's just how I feel. He is one of a kind, and you get to meet him right after this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Trending on HipTv. Our guest on today's show is the son of a carpenter himself. His name is Brymo. Hiya. Hello. I love your voice.
Thank you.
Your speaking voice and your singing voice, it's something else. There's a texture to that voice that is so rich. It's unbelievable. You should totally have your own radio show.
Maybe a TV show?
No, TV doesn't have to do with the voice. Radio, maybe. Like a midnight calling sort of show. Where is the sound of the
I'll think about it.
You see? That's really nice.
Ladies, it's your boyfriend.
You see what I mean? That's so rich and crispy and nice, and I love it. How are you?
I'm okay.
It's been a long time
since
we met up or Singapore, seen each other last, if I can use that word. And you look very well. I love your shoes.
You look lovely too.
Thank you. Now, this brings me to the segment of the show, which is called Sample Your Swag. And I can't seem to take my eyes off your shoes. I love them.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about your style and your swag today.
Yeah, I pretty much just go through the wardrobe and throw everything on.
There's a t-shirt. That's Kate Moss, isn't it?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is. She's a supermodel.
Yeah,
Kate
and then
Moss.
I think those are Adidas.
It's really nice. I like the color. It's
Thank you. I like grey.
It's very. I was looking for the color to use. I didn't want to say it looks kind of metallic. It looks grey actually.
And then of course denims.
Yeah.
Of course U-boat wristwatch.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming by, man. I can't wait to get started with you. Let's go on a quick break. He has sampled his swag. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Trending on HipTv. I have Brymo with me in the building. So if you just tuned in, you tuned in right on time because we're about to start chatting, right?
Of course.
Good. So your real name is Olawale Ashimi. Where did the name Brymo come from? Why Brymo?
Brymo was like a coinage from Ibrahim Olawale. So yeah, so my dad is a Muslim, so he named me Ibrahim. And of course, growing up, you start to try to create new identity for yourself.
I know.
So,
do you remember when we go through that phase of our lives where we're trying to give ourselves nicknames?
Of course.
And then we start to look for what sounds cool and fresh and every other thing.
You know, so I needed a stage name that was unique. I didn't want to start dragging names to people. You know, sometimes you hear a name by an artist and then you hear another artist with the same name. You know, so to avoid that kind of
like ice, like everybody has ice somehow in their name.
Yeah,
ice
that's something like that.
Iceberg, ice.
That's a good example.
It's another ice something. I can't remember. But I think so.
You know, so I was trying to, as much as possible, make it easy to identify myself. So I decided to. At first, it was just Brymo. That's B-R-I-M. Then I discovered that B-R-I-M is actually Brim. So I made it a Y, and then I added the O just to make it sound nice.
Nice, lovely. I love the name, and it suits your persona as well. I also heard that you've got another name that you like to go by.
Yeah, I like to be called Oloforo. It's actually my grandfather's name.
That's like it sounds very
kabbalistic. I think it's a nice way of telling someone talkative.
I was thinking it was something to do with like juju.
No.
I don't know.
I think it pretty much means an orator, something like that.
Yeah, but people that speak basically. Nice. Oh, okay. So people call you that?
I call myself that for now.
Right. So are you still Brymo?
Of course. Brymo is my stage name, so that's never going to change.
Okay. Yeah. You grew up in Okokomaiko in Lagos?
Oh yes.
What was that like?
I mean, it was like growing up in Okokomaiko.
Tell me what it's like.
Yeah, I pretty much grew up with my dad and mom, just the three of us.
You're an only child?
Of course. Somewhere along the line, a sister of my mom's came to to live with us, like a half sister. You know how it is in Africa when an 80-year-old man is to give birth.
I know, right? And then it's so confusing because you now find a little boy who has an uncle who is
you know what I'm saying, and
well.
then I'm older than like half of my uncles.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, so I grew up in Koko Michael. I still had a lot of my friends there. In fact, I've only missed going to Koko like once in the past 5 years.
So you always go every year?
I see my friends all the time.
That's nice. Did you ever learn a skill or two from your dad's carpentry?
No, I didn't. He tried, you know.
It just didn't work.
Many times he'd be like, tobacco in school, bam in the shop. You know, like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then afterwards,
I'll
probably go play ball.
Wow.
Go play football, you know. It was football at first.
So if you weren't a superstar musically, you probably have given football a chance?
Maybe I would have, but I stopped football because the possibility of you getting injured per game is quite high. Yeah, someone just kick your groin or something. You know what I'm saying? So it was too risky, and I'm kick me by. So I just had to quit football. Okay. But definitely, I wanted to do something else. My head was in the clouds, and I needed to do all the stuff. So
when did you find music? When did your love for music start?
Yeah, I think quite an early age, like most other people, and I owe that to my mom. So
when did you know that you could actually sing? Because your voice is nice.
Yeah, maybe when I was about 14 or thereabout. Okay, let me tell you a short story.
Yeah, please.
When I was about 12, my dad came back from a long trip, and I was wayward. I was just going about town, and then people were like, "Come on, really more. We should give come on." And then be like, "How can I get this? How can I keep him busy?" So we decided, okay, you know what? After school, we must do something else. We go to the Arabic school, go to Lake. You know, so after school, I'll go to the Arabic school. So by the time I was 14, I had already graduated. I could read the Quran back to back. But at 16, I was like the head teacher in the whole school.
Well, this is at the Quran school.
Yeah, at the Quran school. Okay. So and then the students had a group where they just got together and do Islamic music. So they would ask me to come and join and sing, and I'd be like, "Nah, you have a lovely voice. Come and sing, come and sing." You know. So that was how I found out. And then on the day of my graduation, after reciting my piece of the Quran, the whole place just went still, and someone said, "This one is special." And I said, "I'm taking this voice elsewhere."
That's nice.
You know what I'm saying? Nice. You know. And then eventually, in '99, I wrote my first song,
and that was it. Oh wow. So let's go on a quick break and catch up with what's trending today. Brymo is still in the building. We'll be right back.
On what's trending today, Kim Kardashian is almost pushed to the ground at Paris Fashion Week. Kim and Kanye were at Paris Fashion Week to watch little sister Kendall Jenner walk on the Balmain runway. They came out of their limo to a large crowd of paparazzis, and Ukrainian prankster Vitaly Seduik grabbed her legs, which led Kim to lose her balance amongst the melee of people. The reality star looked understandably shocked and frightened. Kanye, who was on the other side, rushed to her aid as Kardashian assured him she was fine. Sedgwick is a former journalist who played a prank on actor Brad Pitt and was locked up for 30 days as a result, when at the premiere of the movie Maleficent, he tried to bury his head in Pitt's private parts.
Welcome back. This is trending on HipTv. I have the amazing Brymo in the building. So at what point did you start doing music professionally?
Professionally started about 2006.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I recorded my demo in 2005, and then after recording, I packaged it and sent it to Universal Records in New York.
You did?
I thought I should get an international deal right away. And then they sent the CD back, and they said they wouldn't open the parcel because they didn't ask for it. That in the past, a lot of artists would send them music and then sue them for copyright infringement.
Wow.
So I was like, well, I tried, you know.
Well, that's nice. Big dreams, man.
You know what I'm saying? So in 2006, I got my first sponsorship right there in Koko Michael. I recorded my first album.
Okay. Who sponsored you?
Someone I call Uncle Pat. He had this small outfit called Bujo Records.
Okay. And he just took a liking into the way you sounded and decided to. Oh, that's nice. So how did you get into your Chocolate CC journey?
That was in 2010.
Okay.
And they really made the call.
Oh, he's so instrumental in so many people's careers.
Of course. So he called me up and said, he wanted to hook me up with MI. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, like, am I serious? Like, yeah, and then I made the call, and then met with Jesse Jags. Jesse was the first person I recorded with, and then 2-3 months down the road, we had Oli Cool, we had,
it was such a huge job.
So everything just started happening from there on.
Oh my gosh, I know you're now independent. You're now doing music independently. What were some of the challenges you faced trying to start off on your own?
Yeah, I mean, the regular stuff, you take 80% of the responsibility maybe before, and now it's just the whole 100. You go all the way, so after recording the music, not only will I have to plan the releases, plan every single thing along the way, and of course, with the help of my new management, the Bell Music, I mean, it makes it all easier in a way.
Oh, so you're now with another management?
Yeah.
Before you signed into this new management, so I'm guessing that it's a new development, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It is a new development.
Well, since my third album, MDNS, I've been working
wow,
with them.
so you've been with them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. For some reason, I don't know why I thought you were independent, like you were by yourself now.
Yeah, of course, I'm by myself.
Okay.
So the Bell Music handles my management.
Right.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What would you say you've learned so far in your journey in this industry? Because you've been through quite some controversy as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the leaving of Chocolate City wasn't as smooth as you would probably have expected. So what would you say have been your lessons? Like, what have you learned from being in this industry so far?
Yeah, it's just keep doing what you're doing, irrespective of what the obstacles are. You must endeavor, you must just strive, you must keep growing, you must keep. I read somewhere that we must learn to be more, as opposed to trying to have more. When you become more, you automatically have more. But when you strive to have more, you just keep trying to have more. So I think I'm always trying to be more, so that having more will become less stressful.
That's very deep. So you write your own music and you sing much of your music in Yoruba. What inspires you in general? Would you say things you've been through? Would you say life? And do you have like a Yoruba Bible or something? A dictionary, rather.
Oh, well, it's like, I think it's a journey. At first I was just trying to piece together stories and write. And then over time, I learned to connect with myself when I write my songs. So it could just be someone else's story, but I try to put myself in their shoes. I try to draw from some of my past experiences and then put it together and create the
story.
Music. Yeah.
Talking about journey, as you said, how would you describe your sound now? Do you think you've evolved, or do you think you're still doing what you normally do? How would you rate your sound now?
Yeah, I've evolved very much. Very, very much. From the writing to the construct to the delivery to the production process, we try to change everything. Like from MDNS, I've been employing the services of other musicians aside from the producer. So I bring in the guitarist to the studio, bring in the bassist, to bring in whoever it is I can lay hands on, so that we can have different fields of music.
Now, you've had 3 albums that have done really, really well, starting from, Ara, Good Morning. Now you're about to release your 4th album.
Yeah.
It's called Tabula Rasa.
Tabula Rasa.
Tabula Rasa. What should we expect from this new album?
Yeah, Tabula Rasa is pop all the way. It's
that'd be fun.
It's melody with sweetness and of course with a pinch of seriousness, but a lot more playful than MDNS was, and way much more sweeter.
Oh wow, I can't wait to listen to it. So 5 years from now, where do you see the Brymo brand?
Yeah, the possibilities of what could happen to the Brymo brand is quite endless.
Any collaborations in this album?
Oh, the album features Sami Sage Hassan, for those who enjoy spoken word poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has a track on the album.
Nice.
And then it's called Alone.
Okay, what about any of the new people who are around now? Are you thinking about doing music with any one of them?
Yeah. But I have to take it slow. I have to look for people that I can actually blend with easily on the track.
Because your sound is very distinct.
Yeah, so I'm trying to ensure that we don't try to swallow each other. It's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's music. So people should be able to enjoy my art as much as they are.
They enjoy their art. Alright. So when you're not in the studio or writing or making music or obsessing about music or doing music, how do you relax?
Listening to music.
Oh, that's so cool. Alright, so let's go on another quick break and check out our video of the day. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Training on HipTv. It's time for your favourite part of the show, which is called Nasty Comment. Now, Brymo is in the building. Are you ready? Are you sure? Are you nervous?
A little.
Don't be, come on. They're internet gangsters and all sorts of nonsense, rubbish. It can't be that bad.
Okay, I have Olayemi Salami. He said, so sorry for him, but I think he should respect the court. He even said should. No problem. Respect the court order so as not to blame himself later on. Honestly, this really should serve a warning to those who think they can just leave their record label anyhow because you think you have arrived or what. Do you know what the record label went through before you're where you are? Yeah, Mr. Salami. The record label went through a lot, believe me. They do actually go through a lot. But if the relationship is not going to work, there's nothing we can do about it. We have to break it. Yeah. And the same court actually lifted the injunction. Thank you. Anonymous said, Brymo is just digging himself into a hole. Why make noise about the contract you signed? It is no one's fault that you didn't take the time to look at all the fine print before signing it. I actually did. Thank you. Anonymous said, Brymo is just ranting. After investing a lot on you, you now thought you could carry your chicken leg or car out of the contract. Actually, my legs are actually K, not chicken. Omole. I didn't steal anything. Anonymous said, but they definitely, this person obviously doesn't know what transpired.
Yeah, so it's different. There's always three sides to the story. Like he said, she said, and
of
the
course,
truth.
of course,
So,
of course.
Yeah.
Anonymous said, as regards the signing, Brymo should shut up and stop saying nonsense. I have.
I love him already. This is really nice and fun. So this has been really, really fun. We should totally do this again.
We should.
Yeah, you should.
But man, there's some tension going on, man.
Well, I had someone who came here once and accused me of writing these comments. Why would I do that? I'm such a nice person, but I think it's just love, really.
It's alright.
It's disguised love. People are just interested.
They care.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's not a way for them to show.
Yeah, and you should be grateful for the fact that they care.
Whoa.
Which is great.
That they talk about you is good enough.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's nice. So we should do this again. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
It's been really lovely having you here.
Thank you.
Next up, let's watch our own top 5.
At number 5, we have the pointy toe stilettos.
That's all we can take on the show today. It was really lovely having Brymo in the studio, and also for you guys who tuned in, give yourselves a pat on the back. Make sure that you join this conversation. Follow us on Twitter. Go to www.twitter.com/HipTv. You can also check us out on Instagram. We are at Trending on HipTv. Watch past episodes, the present ones and the ones to come, and also inspire someone today. Be good to one another. Now, before we go, I have to take a selfie, but I don't have a phone because my top has. Let me take a selfie. So maybe the man behind the camera, can you take a selfie for me? I have to work back. I'll chat with you guys on the next episode of Trending. Goodbye.